Well, go on, everybody. I am your Jamaican queen, Miss Y. You are tuned into How I See It TV, and this is Accurate Context. It is Sunday night. It's almost 9 p.m. where I'm at here in South Florida. How are y'all doing? How's your Sunday been? Mine has been very busy, actually. I did a lot today. And I'm proud of myself. I got a lot done. Earlier I saw Miss Linda, Tamara Morgan, Nisa. They're already in the yard. Thank you all for being here. Remember, y'all, please like this video, share the link to the channel if you feel like the content needs some more crowd. Subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter, now called X, at How I See It, and on TikTok at How I See It TV. I hope I am coming through loud and clear. Shout out to everyone that's listening by the gate, over the wall, or in the bushes. I appreciate you guys being here. And to the replay gang, always remember that you can drop down in the comment section and let me know how you see things too. Okay, thank you, Nisa. I am coming through loud and clear. Now, y'all know how I get down when I do accurate context, right? I'm going to be reading a lot because for accurate context, I like to have my thoughts written down. I like to do my research, and I like to have the information um, concise for these accurate context videos. So if y'all are chatting in the yard and I am not acknowledging you, just please understand that I am reading. And when I'm done, I'll definitely say hi, okay? So don't take offense. The tonight's accurate context episode is all about, where's the picture? Child. Um Oh, child, I downloaded so many things. Fan loyalty versus family aggression. What is the difference? Because as we saw last night during the Love and Marriage Council episode, Stormy had it to say, I've told my mom several times that I don't agree with what she's saying. And I don't know if that's actually true, Stormy, because when Betty first publicly came out bashing Melody, and I'm talking about during the season when I guess somebody was recording Melody and she made a post saying, somebody recording her in her house, and you know YouTubers started to speculate if she was talking about Stormy, and then Betty came out, on the attack. And Stormy, you were in the comment section kind of keying in regards to what your mom was saying, uh, even though you were like, well, her mom said something to the effect of, I always, I told Stormy not to trust this person because they don't like her for real. And Stormy was like, you think so, mom? I mean, I hope you're not right, and stuff like that. And I don't feel like that is you telling your mom to stop, because your mom was going in that night and you didn't tell her to stop. Even after you came back to social media that night, Stormy, and told people that you and Melody had a conversation and everything is good, your mom still kept going and you never told her to stop. At the tea party, when your mom was going in, you didn't tell her to stop. And your mom has continued to go in on Melody, and you have not publicly took to your Instagram or your TikTok live to say, guys, I've seen and I've heard some things that my mom has said publicly, and I just want y'all to know that I'm not in agreement with any of it. I really would love for my mom to stop speaking on my behalf. You haven't done that. But you're sitting in the episode, Stormy, and you're saying that you have. You haven't, honestly. Maybe on the reunion stage. And on the reunion stage last year, it wasn't you telling your mom to stop because you didn't agree with her. It's because your mom was making you look really, really bad in how she was going at Melody. And you were like, Mom, stop. So again, the topic for tonight is fan loyalty versus family aggression. And we're going to talk about the differences. We are going to take a deep dive, and I have my thoughts written down, so I'm just going to get into it. All right, so let's start with the hypocrisy in the Love and Marriage Huntsville social media sector. Let's start there, right? So, the world of reality television and social media, it has given rise to a culture of scrutiny where celebrities and content creators and fans on social media, they're constantly under the microscope. You have the millimeters who are fans under the microscope. You have content creators who are fans of Melody under a microscope. And then you have the cast members of Love and Marriage Huntsville who are also under a microscope. The cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville has been at the center of a lot of scrutiny. And some members are claiming that they are being quote unquote unfairly targeted by reports about their personal lives and their business. However, with a closer examination, what's been revealed is that there is a strikingly high level of hypocrisy within the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast and some of their supporters. On one hand, certain Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members, they lament about being constantly reported on, implying that they are being unfairly targeted. Melody Sharif fans who are YouTubers have been specifically singled out for how they choose to cover the show and the cast members. However, these cast members also have fans who are YouTubers, and these fans engage in blatant disrespect. They spread falsehood about Melody and also about her fans. They disrespect her mom. They speak negatively on her children. And these Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members who are complaining about how they are being reported on, and they want Melody to stand in the gap for them and denounce her fans, they are remarkably silent in the face of what Melody is encountering on social media. So this double standard, it raises questions about the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members, these particular Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members. It raises questions about their commitment to fairness and accountability. Some Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members, as we know, have accused fans of reporting their businesses or their business dealings and events to authorities, city councils, police departments, all of that, resulting in stuff being shut down. Yet they simultaneously assert that content creators and fans hold no power, right? Remember Marcel said that, like, content creators don't have any power. Y'all can't boycott a show, blah, 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 right? He said this. So this contradiction exposes a lack of self-awareness and a propensity to shift blame. If content creators are truly powerless, then why attribute the shutdown of Black to content creators' actions? Doesn't make sense, right? On the other hand, too, right? These cast members, after lying during the filming of the show, have subsequently told their followers that it was a neighboring church that reported their business and that they've been having issues with the city council long before long before any fan base began speaking about their business. If y'all recall, I told y'all to go and watch T from TV's video where she reported on a Huntsville City Council meeting where Marsau was in attendance. Um, and during this meeting, at the time that Black was supposed to be open, the police department did not want there to be a bar in that area where Black is located. So they've been having issues from the jump. No Millimeter knew this. No fan of Melody had this information, right? Now, there's a level of selective outrage. The Love and Marriage Huntsville cast outrage is selective because they are targeting only those who report unfavorable information about them, but they never denounce the actions of their fans who blatantly tell lies. When YouTube supporters spread lies and engage in harassment of Melody and YouTubers who are her fans, the rest of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, they are silent. Like their silence is deafening. Yet they want to sit on the show and they want Melody to speak up on their behalf. Now, I'm going to call some names. Recently, a content creator, Anthony Lofties, sat on his platform saying some of the most nasty, vile things that any YouTuber could possibly say about Melody's mom and also about Melody. Stormy Steele has been observed on his channel handing out to him $499 super chats. So should we then conclude that those $499 payments mean that Stormy condones the nasty things that Anthony Lofties is saying about Melody and her mom on his platform? Because that's the narrative that they're trying to put out there, right? If Melody doesn't denounce what grown adult men and women are saying on YouTube, then it means that she agrees. So, Stormy, do you agree with the nasty comments Anthony made about Miss Van? Do you agree with him posting a graphic of Melody's face on an undressed woman's body while talking about her sex life in a disgusting manner? Do you agree with this content creator and his support of Martell and Martell's conviction of DV in the third? Again, the precedence that they are setting on the show is once Melody is not coming out to denounce anything that her fan base is doing and saying, it means that she agrees. So does this mean that Stormy fully agrees with everything that Anthony is doing? Because she has not once come out to say, y'all have seen me on his channel giving him $4.99 super chats, but I don't agree with what he said about Miss Van. I don't agree with what he said about Melody. I don't agree with his support of Martell. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe she has done that. because I don't follow her like that. But y'all can tell me in the chat if she's come out to denounce his behavior. Destiny, one of your moderators on your channel during your messy mental health Mondays, is someone who has said some very derogatory things about Melody, her mom, and her children. And this person is a moderator on your channel. And for the few times that I've been over there, listening to Messy Mental Health Mondays to get content for my channel so that I can, provide commentary on some of the things that you're saying over there, you are very happy to shout this woman out. So does that then mean that you are in agreement with the things that she said about Melody's children? It's the hypocrisy for me. It's the selective outrage. Destiny, you profess your love for Miss Wanda over and over and over and over again. So does that mean that you agree with the nasty comments that Miss Wanda has made, not just about Melody, but also her children? And also the nasty comments that she made about her niece before she passed away and also after? It's the precedent that they're setting, y'all. If Melody doesn't denounce her fan base, it means that she agrees with everything that they're doing. So should we then draw the conclusion that the things that are happening on the side of the Mellow haters, the things that are happening over there, should we draw the conclusion that the cast who these Mellow haters are defending are in total agreement with what they're doing? The disparity underscores the willingness of some of the cast to tolerate abusive behavior when it suits their interest. Now, let's speak on the role of content creators. Content creators like myself, we essentially serve as watchdogs, commentators, and at times, many of us hold public figures accountable for their actions. By reporting on the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast's personal lives, YouTubers in this particular space provide context and insight that might otherwise remain hidden. The cast's attempt to ask Melody to muzzle content creators who supports her, that undermines the principle of free speech. Because at the end of the day, this is the United States of America, and we do have free speech. Now, reality TV personalities, they often blur the lines between their on-screen lives and their personal affairs. And the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville, they exemplify this paradox, expecting privacy, or let me say some of them, because this accurate context episode is not about Melody, it's about the rest of the cast. And the rest of the cast, they expect privacy while they are publicly sharing intimate details of their lives. So let's put into context Destiny Payton, right? She lamented that YouTubers were focused solely on Melody and Martel's custody battle, even though her custody case was in the same courtroom as Melody and Martell's. Remember that, y'all? Remember how she said, oh, Melody gets the support and, nobody's talking about my custody battle. Remember she said that. Am I lying, y'all? Y'all can tell me if I'm lying. She said this. But now that content creators have obtained public court documents detailing Destiny's custody dispute with her ex, LeBerick, now she's expressing great outrage. But you asked for it. You asked for support. People were already reading Melody's court documents. Nobody was checking for yours. But you complained, Destiny, and people were like, well, okay. And they went and they found the court documents. And in the same way they are reading Melody's court documents, now they're reading yours. And now it's a problem. Once again, this selective outrage raises questions about the cast's understanding of being public figures and the scrutiny that comes with it. As Dr. Shanita pointed out, when you get to a certain level as a celebrity, your life is going to be under the microscope. Your life is going to be under the microscope. Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members demand that content creators restrict reporting to only things that happens on the show, deeming off-screen coverage as an overstep. Yet, these same people, they publicly address sensitive topics about their life, such as their marital intimacy during a partner's cancer struggle. Shout out to Maurice, who sat in an interview and said, you know what? My hat goes off to my wife, who I know does not want to be intimate with me, but she soldiers through it. And you say that on a public platform during an interview as a quote unquote celebrity, and then you get upset because YouTubers are doing content, sharing their opinions off your inconsiderate words. Well, not even inconsiderate, just outright vile words. This contradictory expectation, it undermines their credibility. You can't want privacy while you are a public figure. That's not how this works. Sorry. Then you have cast members who on the show, and then you also have their family members who off the show, they say vile things about Melody's business ventures. Marsau, who said on the last season's episode that he just felt like, Melody Cherie's businesses aren't real business, and that he just feels like she just throws anything at the wall to see what sticks. Then you have Wanda, who came out recently accusing Melody of skin bleaching. Then you had Betty, who had a lot to say about Melody packing orders from her house. So they can criticize Melody's business venture, but become indignant when they are faced with the same level of criticism. Make that make sense, y'all. And let's not forget Stormy, who the same day that Melody launched Sugar Mama's line, Stormy came out with a whole post about how she was about to launch her son's line of products, and how real chemists know that it takes months, even years, to launch a product unless you're white labeling. And then when she's called out because people saw that post for exactly what it was, her being shady towards Melody launching Sugar Mama's line, she got defensive. But y'all, we have not heard a peep about that baby line that Stormy claimed that she was working on for years and years and years and years, and only made a huge post about it only after Melody posted the launch of Sugar Mama's products. So you have them doing things like this, and then when YouTubers who are doing what YouTubers are supposed to do, make content, point these things out, now it's, oh, our businesses are under attack. This hypocrisy is compounded by their expectation of immunity from scrutiny for off-screen actions, including getting arrested for driving under the influence, being arrested for allegedly committing credit card fraud, and the list goes on and on and on. And then these things are happening in the public domain, and then they do not want us, the content creators, to talk about it because it didn't happen on the show. Get the hell out of here. Hi, Shasta Speaks. There is a misconception, y'all, that exists about YouTubers. YouTube commentators are often misconstrued as quote unquote journalists. Many of us have no journalism background or education. Some of us are merely individuals sharing opinions on current events, celebrities, and specific topics. And the Love and Marriage Huntsville content creators exemplify this. Now, let's look at some distinction between a YouTuber, a regular YouTuber, and a journalist, because some YouTubers actually do have a journalism background. Okay. But for the most part, one, there should be journalistic intent. YouTube commentators often lack journalistic intentions. Instead, most YouTubers are offering personal perspective. Again, personal perspective. This means that my opinion and the opinions of other content creators who just so happen to be fans of Melody, our perspective has nothing to do with how Melody thinks or feels about her castmates. For example, a lot of us feel like Nell Fletcher is a snake. A lot of us feel like she's not Melody's friend. However, Melody still holds Nell Fletcher as somebody dear to her. There are several content creators a few weeks ago who wasn't seeing it for Shanita Foster. But when Melody went live on her TikTok and on her Instagram recently, she shouted Shanita out because Shanita, in Melody's mind, is still her friend. Then there is research methods, right? The distinctions between a YouTube commentator and an actual journalist. Research method. Some YouTubers, they engage in what is called observational research, meaning we screenshot posts and we talk about public interactions, be it an Instagram live session that we saw, or a TikTok live session that we saw, or an interview. Then there's a question of commentary versus harassment. Now, these Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members feel like the YouTubers are harassing us. An analysis of a public figure, an analysis of their actions and their statements is not harassment. It doesn't matter if a YouTuber gets up and talks about this particular celebrity every single day. If they are reporting on what they're observing that particular celebrity is doing, then it's not harassment. When you blatantly lie on the said celebrity and you put out misinformation about the celebrity, that becomes harassment. Let me say that again. Providing an analysis on things that you're actually observing because that particular celebrity is doing it publicly. They're making posts, they're doing interviews, they're doing Instagram lives, they're doing TikTok lives. You're observing their behavior and you're analyzing it for commentary for your channel. That is not harassment. However, when you sit on your platform and you blatantly tell lies and you blatantly provide your subscribers with misinformation and inaccurate information about that celebrity, and you're doing this every single day, just lying and lying and lying, that becomes harassment. And as far as I'm concerned, the content creators who are millimeters that I follow, they state opinions based on the facts, based on court documents, based on actions, words, and behaviors that they are observing. They're not sitting on their platform and just lying out the side of their necks about Stormy, or lying about Marsau, or lying about Tisha, or lying about Wanda, or telling lies about Miss Betty. Wanda goes live and she says some sick mess, and content creators talk about it. That is not harassment. Marsau and Tisha, they go live and they're laughing about a custody case involving children that they once were around, and content creators provide commentary on that, calling them out for doing that. That is not harassment. Let's continue. Now, let me talk about this real quick. Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members as public figures are subject to scrutiny like every other celebrity. Now, let me use these content creators as examples. Armand Wiggins. He used to drag Nicki. Now he's dragging Cardi. And who knows, maybe 2 months from now, him and Cardi are going to be cool again, and then he going to start dragging Nicki again. Who knows? Then you have somebody like DJ Academics, who sits and he drags Megan Thee Stallion. And then you have one of my faves, Tisa Tells, who used to drag Portia. Now she's dragging Diddy. Then you have Michelle Atialian, who does not see it for Candy, and she doesn't Candy Burris, and she does not see it for Kenya. So when she reports on them, it's usually in a negative light. Then you have SW and Tasha K, who we know they don't see it for Melody. So majority of what they have said about Melody is also negative. And those are some larger content creators. And the list goes on and on and on. Even earlier tonight on Twitter, I saw a post from House of Aaron, and he said, "Oh, just a thought. Do y'all realize Melody copies everything Stormy does on TikTok?" Now, I responded because he had no response on that post. So I responded to a House of Aaron's tweet and I said, "No, she does not." Let me see if I can pull up my actual tweet. Hi, Auntie Linda. And hey, Toots. And I saw Auntie Cece too. All right, let me see if I can find my post. Well, my response to Okay, so House of Aaron on Twitter says, "Random thought, but does anyone notice how Melody copies everything Stormy does on TikTok?" So y'all, I my spirit said, "Girl, let it go," because if you respond, they're gonna say, see how her fans. But I'm like, if I'm correcting something that is not the truth, then how is that a bad thing? So I respond. She does not. Melody was invited twice by TikTok to do a live sale, similar to several other top businesses that you probably don't follow, so you wouldn't know that fact. And then I said, was she supposed to say no to the opportunity because one of her castmates, Stormy, has a TikTok? Well, I was supposed to say shop, has a TikTok shop too? Because to me, that logic is just craziness. That logic is crazy. Especially because, and again, if you post this fact, then people are going to say you're hating on Stormy or you're hating on her business. But the truth is, when we met Stormy on the show, she was proclaiming to be a hair care mogul. That's what she was claiming. She wasn't claiming anything about skin, no body glaze, no nothing, no oils, no nothing. But when we met Melody on the show, Melody was talking about Embrace at first. She was talking about her skincare products, her face wash, how her grandmother helped to treat her skin. And in 2022, when she, stepped out and she had to dissolve Embrace and then it became Seventh Avenue, then we saw Melody launch Seventh Avenue with a body butter, a body oil, a body scrub, a face wash, and her moisturizer. 5 products, and I think the milk bath as well. This was long before Stormy even decided that she was going to do a body glaze products. These are the facts. But when you state the facts, people say, "Oh, y'all are hating. There goes Melody's fans." But why should I see you publicly putting out misinformation and not correct you if I can? And I'm being super respectful about it. Melody was packing orders and giving out discounts on Instagram, doing her Instagram lives before TikTok Shop became this huge thing. And honestly, there were several businesses popular on the TikTok Shop platform before Canvas Beauty. Stormy had a great team behind her, including Kyle, who understood TikTok, who understood the TikTok algorithm, who understood how the TikTok shop worked. And that helped to make Body Glaze viral. And that's great for Stormy. But this narrative of Melody is following. It's ridiculous to me when Melody was always focused on skincare. And to think that we are in 2024 when the TikTok shop is a popular market space, to think that a woman who has a business team behind her, to think that Melody would not transition into the TikTok shop space, that is crazy to me. So yes, y'all, I responded to House of Aaron's tweet because I was in my mind, I'm like, see, there somebody goes putting out a competitive type tweet, but let me nip it in the bud and give accurate context. All right, let's get back. Um what was I saying? So I talked about like all these content creators who've been dragging celebrities left, right, and center. And I feel like some of the Love and Marriage Huntsville castmates, they dislike that content creators provide accountability by documenting their controversial statements and behaviors. They are mad because we are analyzing their on screen and off screen behavior and we are facilitating public discourse regarding public figures. Oh my God. So, um, Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members, they decry commentary as harassment, while um they are publicly disparaging others. Like, for example, Kimmy calling Melody's name changing ceremony corny. And you say this off the show on a public Instagram live as a public figure on a show that you know is talked about a lot on YouTube. You say this and then you get mad because content creators who like Melody are calling you out for saying that. How are you mad? You said the mess. And then, as I said before, Tisha and Marsau laughing and making jokes about Melody and Martell's custody battle. Then y'all are mad because people are calling that out. Stormy shady post about the chemist. Wanda referring to Melody using derogatory names like bees and hoes and all of that. And then being mad because people are calling it out. And then you have some of the cast members who are still hanging around Martell despite everything he's currently putting Melody through. Why does the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast expect immunity from criticism? Candice Dillard Bassett was constantly criticized and even got unaliving threats. And I have one of the threats up here. I have not seen any of the Love and Marriage Huntsville fan base because Stormy said, we're trying to what she said, we're trying to kill and destroy or something like that. But I've never seen any of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members get these kinds of threats. Let me loop this because I had to go dig into, because y'all, I like accurate context means I'm coming with the proof, child. So this person basically told Candace to go and unalive herself. She told Candace to go and stick the butter knife. Hey Nisa, to stick the butter knife in her throat. But you know what Candace did, y'all? Instead of saying, because this was in 2020 during the whole Monique situation, right? So instead of Candace going on social media and saying, Monique fans are deranged, Monique fans are unhinged, they're telling me to go on a live myself, they're hopping into my DMs and telling me, and leaving nasty comments. You know what Candace did? She blasted the person that was in her DMs. She blasted the person that was in her comment section, leaving those nasty comments. Now, I keep wondering, why can't the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville, instead of trying to make it a millimeter thing, why don't y'all name and shame the people or the person who y'all claim is constantly harassing you or constantly, harassing your business? Why can't y'all give a name? Candace literally blasted this woman, posted her picture and everything, posted a private chef according to her profile. Maybe hold off on hiring her. She may stab you in the neck with a knife. That's what Candace did. Robin Dixon did the same thing. Somebody slid into Robin Dixon's Instagram in her DMs. Somebody slid into Robin Dixon's DMs and threatened bodily harm because they felt like Robin pushed Monique and that's what caused the fight. And you know what Robin did? She blasted the person too. Why is it that, once again, the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast feel like they are immune? They are immune from certain criticisms that's taking place on social media as it pertains to them. When you have celebrities on a bigger platform, celebrities on a bigger scale, that's going through way worse than the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast is experiencing, and these celebrities aren't blaming their castmates' fan base. Instead, they are naming and shaming the specific person who is doing the mess. My name only says because they're lying. Yeah, it's because they're lying. Candace could prove that she was getting threats, that people were sending emails to her business email address. She could prove it. Why can't the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast prove what they're putting out there? And then, y'all, we have Kenya Moore. Now, I don't wanna put this particular content creator on blast, but this is accurate context. So I love you, Melitron, but we gotta talk about it. So I don't know if y'all remember when I think it was last year when Melitron did a video in front of Kenya Moore's spa saying that the spa wasn't going to be opened, or it, basically Kenya lied during the filming of the particular season, and that her hair spa wasn't going to be opened. Now, Melichan wasn't wrong, because Kenya essentially didn't open when she said she was going to be open. But Melichan's video made Kenya have to come out and kind of let the people know that, okay, she's still doing some construction and whatever the case may be. Right? But I say that to say, Kenya didn't come out and say, oh, this content creator is a fan of Marlo, or this content creator is a fan of Nini, and that is why they came to my business to record. No, the blogger is a blogger. The YouTuber is a YouTuber. She was doing what YouTubers do. Find and create content. And at the time, Kenya was feuding with Marlo. She was feuding with Marlo on the show. She could have easily said, oh, Marlo sent one of her minions to. She could have said all of that, but she didn't. And then recently, there were reports that after the Brittany Ely thing, that Sally Beauty was removing the Kenya Moore hair care products from their stores amid the Revenge P allegations. And Kenya didn't come out here saying, and again, Kenya is a bigger star than a Stormy. She's a bigger star than a Tisha. I mean, no shade, but let's be clear. Kenya is that girl. But Kenya didn't come out here talking about, oh, Britney's fans are trying to attack my business. She didn't say that. You know what Kenya did? Kenya dressed up in a Catwoman suit and shot a whole video in Sally's showing that her products were still there. Now, Stormy, if you were smart, if you were smart, and you're claiming that, oh, people are calling Target trying to get my products off the shelf, what you should have done, like Kenya did, was pull up to Target and shoot a video showing that your products are still very much on the shelf. Since people want to troll back. But instead, y'all sat around playing this blame game. Playing this blame game. Tonight, I was watching Amara La Negra's video because she's vlogging now on YouTube, and I was watching her video, and she said that one thing she's learned being a celebrity is people are going to talk. You're in the entertainment industry, people are going to talk, and it's okay to let them talk. You don't have to address everything. The more they talk is the more you're in the news feed, is the more you're in the algorithm, child. But not these Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members. They don't want to be talked about, so maybe we should stop talking about them. Maybe we should stop talking about them. Candy Burris. She's been bombarded by negative reviews of her restaurants, but she's never once blamed Nene or Marlo or Sheree. She's never done that. And a lot of these things that's being said about these particular celebrities, y'all, they make mainstream news. The things being discussed about Love and Marriage Huntsville, somebody tell me, did people supposedly calling Target, did that ever make the shade room? Did that ever make the neighborhood talk? Did that ever make Urban Bell magazine? Because I looked, and outside of the circle of content creators who talk about Stormy, like honestly, Stormy doesn't really make it to the larger blogs. When she made that $1 million sale in one TikTok live stream, yes, she did. But after that, nobody has really posted about Stormy. Melody is always making the blogs. Always. Black being shut down because of their tax issues and because of issues that they had with the city. Did that ever make it to the shade room? Did that ever make it to neighborhood talk? Did that ever make it to Urban Bell magazine? Did that ever make it over there on Kempire or DJ Richie Sky? Did any of them ever talk about it? No. But let the cast of Love and Marriage Huntsville tell it, child. The whole world. The whole world knew about all these things. It's crazy. Now let's get into the fan support versus family aggression component of this live. So, fans of Melody sharing opinions about Stormy or Tisha or any of the other cast members, we are basically exercising our right to free speech. And for the most part, we are outsiders looking in and consuming a small part of these people's lives, and we're forming an opinion. And for YouTubers, we are reacting to publicly available information. A fan's action is usually driven by just being enthusiastic and wanting to show a level of loyalty. It's never about a personal vendetta. Because at the end of the day, y'all, we don't have a personal relationship with any of the cast members. None of the cast members is a family member, a best friend, none of that. But conversely, Stormy Steele's mom and Tisha's mom, Wanda, and then we have Basement Billy, Mark. They use things that happen between their daughters and Melody on the show. And then they also use the Love and Marriage Huntsville YouTube opinions as a pretext to launch personal attacks on Melody. The family members' behavior, in my opinion, seems to be an exploitation of their personal connection to the cast members. At the end of the day, both Betty and Wanda, they know Melody personally. They have an issue with something Melody does or says, they can pick up the phone and call their daughter and say, hey, is there a way for me to contact, Melody or whatever the case maybe? They have, in my opinion, more of a direct way to contact Melody than a fan base. If we take issue with something that somebody on the cast does as YouTubers, our only avenue is to sit on social media and talk about it. But that is not Betty's only option, and that's not Wanda's only option. They could ask for a meeting with Melody to state their opinions on whatever they think she's done to their children. They could do that. But instead, they hit that live button and they talk a whole bunch of mess, or they type up a lot of disrespectful things and then hit post. There's a key difference between fans' opinions versus behaviors of cast members, family members. First, there's intent. As fans, we're going to try to defend our fave. And as a family member, you might do that, but it's more of retaliation and in an aggressive manner. Fans are responding to things that Stormy and Tisha and other cast members are doing publicly. And then their mothers are reacting from a more emotionally charged space. Fans on YouTube, especially content creators, what we're doing is we're engaging in a discussion. Right now, this is a discussion. But when Wanda and Betty they jump in trying to quote unquote defend their daughters against YouTube commentary, what they're doing is they are escalating real life conflict between Melody and their daughters. That's what they're doing. Being personally attached to someone on the cast, to me, is being attached to somebody personally on the cast and then coming out swinging against one of their cast members, in my opinion, means that Stormy and Tisha's mom, they are crossing boundaries, leveraging their relationship for public confrontation. It's exploiting the relationship they have with their daughters for drama. And if, let's say, their daughters tell them, Mom, don't say anything on social media, and then they disregard that instruction, then essentially they are disregarding their daughter's boundaries. Melody's fan base, we don't have that boundary when it comes to Melody. She's not our auntie, she's not our cousin, she's not our sister. Melody has said that her little cousins, because here goes Stormy saying, you've never told your fans to not do XYZ, or you've never said, I don't. But the thing is, she doesn't have to say that to her fans. You know who she has to say that to? Her family members, which she has done. Said in the beginning, her little cousins were out here windmilling, and she told them, stop. And we have not seen any of Melody's family members on social media dragging any of her castmates on her behalf. Betty, Betty and Wanda's actions, it also is damaging any opportunity for things to calm down. Because the more they talk, is the more fans feel like they're echoing their daughter's feelings. The more they speak, is the more fans believe that their daughters are putting a battery in their backs for them to be out here just publicly saying some of the nasty and vile things that they've said about Melody. But then they expect that fans are not going to say anything. Doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. Love and March Huntsville cast members, they must reconcile, y'all, that their public personas, they must reconcile their public personas with their private lives. Their hypocrisy and selective outrage, it shows that they don't even have credibility. Because the fact that you want Melody to say something to her fan base, but y'all also have a fan base who says nasty things online about Melody, and y'all don't come out and tell them don't do that. If y'all go on Twitter right now, Twitter is where I feel like the Mellow haters live, honestly. Because on Twitter, I I barely see mellometers on Twitter defending Melody. But what I do see on Twitter is a whole bunch of mellow haters putting out misinformation and sometimes blatant lies. But they're out there saying nasty things. I don't see Tisha in the comment section saying, y'all, let's not do that. Delete that comment. I don't agree with that. Do y'all ever see them do that? But yet, Melody is supposed to do that on their behalf. By criticizing content creators for reporting facts while ignoring and condoning abusive behavior from their own supporters, some of the members of the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, they're only demonstrating a troubling double standard. Ultimately, y'all, this hypocrisy, it erodes trust because for the most part, we don't trust anything that the cast has to say on the show. What we believe is their behaviors and their words outside of the show. So while they want Melody to take accountability for things that her fans are doing, they might want to look in the mirror and ask themselves if they have returned the same favor or if they've ever returned the same favor publicly. Um, Toot says, "You're right. Her family respected her enough to disengage." Exactly. Their family isn't disengaging. Basement Billy is still out here talking. Wanda, even though she's not hopping on lives, she is still in the chats talking. Betty, still out here talking. But there's a difference, y'all, when it's your family member doing it. They are connected to you. That's one and two people in your life that is sitting on social media attacking your castmate. But you want to talk about hundreds of people who are part of a fan base, who are not necessarily attacking you, but throwing the truth about yourself in your face, and you're mad at that. Crazy work. Yeah, I've seen her over there. I have hit the not interested. I responded to one thing that she said over there on Twitter. And then I was like, you know what, let me not engage with this lady too much. Abort mission. Now let's talk about y'all why um I've already talked about this. Reasons celebrities should avoid addressing fan behavior on social media. And there are several legal ramifications if Melody is supposed to come out here and start to take, because essentially when she comes out here and she says, I denounce anything that the millimeters are doing, she's essentially taking um, accountability for their behavior, which then can put her into some legal stuff that she does not need to be involved in or included in. Now, Stormy and Destiny, they lied last night when they said that Beyonce has come out to tell her fans be nice. I searched high and low on Google, y'all. And let me tell you this, Beyonce is a huge celebrity, which means that if there was ever a time Beyonce has come out to say to the Beehive, be nice, stop doing this, stop doing that, it would have been reported. I could not find anywhere online where Beyonce has ever addressed her fan base in that way. The only thing that I saw was, I don't know if y'all recall this, Beyonce and Jay-Z were at a basketball game, and this white lady who is the wife of I don't remember the name of the team, but she's the wife of the owner. She leaned across Beyonce to talk to Jay-Z, and people were upset about that, not knowing that this lady is the wife of the owner of the team. So people were going in on this lady, tagging her, going into just tagging, just saying some horrible things about her. And Beyonce's publicist, her publicist, put out a statement just asking people to stop tagging the lady and, whatever, stop being mean to her. And that didn't stop the people. They still kept going in on that lady until they stopped. Toot says never happened. B never came out and corrected some of those so-called bloggers about her child. Exactly. She never addressed. She never addressed and Funky Daneve is one of the biggest hypocrites when it comes to social media antics. I can't with him because the nasty things he said about Blue Ivy's hair when she was just a little baby, and then he wants to be so disgusted by the things that Heavenly Clay millimeters are doing. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. I searched high and low, y'all, and what everybody says is Beyonce don't even talk to us. People in the BI were like, Beyonce does not talk to us. If Beyonce wants to is selling her music, she posts that she's going on a tour, she posts that she's dropping a video, that's all Beyonce does. She is not even like a Melody who will go on a TikTok live and have a conversation and bring somebody up to share in her. It's not even like that. Beyonce literally does not post, and if she posts, it's literally a picture or a video and she's gone about her business. She's not in the comments liking anything, nothing like that. Right, and talking about a little baby's hair. How disgusting. That's disgusting behavior. That's deplorable. Talking about a little baby's naturally beautiful hair. Wanting to body shame Chloe Bailey. But the millimeters are disgusting, child. Did Stormy address the $4.99 she gives to that? I talked about that earlier. JOM. I talked about that earlier. I said if Stormy's stance is Melody not denouncing things that some people who claim to be her fans are doing, means that she's in agreement with it, then we should all conclude that what that Stormy dropping a $499 super chat in Anthony's live means that she condones his behavior on his YouTube. Right? Because that's what we're saying. Excuse me. Right, Helen? What he said about Kiki just days after she was, not even days, child, it was like hours after she was buried. And then Wanda comes out and she co-signs that. Tisha, why did you not come out publicly and say, y'all, I am so disgusted by what my mother had to say, and I want to apologize sincerely to Kiki's children, her husband, her mom, and all her relatives that was hurt by the things that Funky Dineva had to say and the things that my mom had to say. Why did they not come out and denounce Funky? Why did Tisha not come out and publicly denounce Wanda, since Melody has to come out and denounce a whole bunch of content creators and fans that she doesn't know? The Scots know Funky Dineva personally. And of course, Tisha is her mama. It's such a different situation. It's such a different dynamic when people close to you are saying things on social media versus when a fan base is doing it. I read a story of Taylor Swift telling her fans um, not to bully anybody they think she's writing about in her songs. And you know what happened after Taylor Swift did that? Her fans just continued. And Taylor has not addressed anything that her fans are doing ever since that one time that she said something. According to the news article that I read, and I can tell y'all where to find it because I was, y'all doing my research. I went looking for it. Um ooh, where is it? 2024, Swifties troll Kim Kardashian after Taylor Swift calls out bullying on TTPD. That's, I guess, one of her songs or whatever, or her album. Um, but the Toronto Star, they wrote this long article, July 19, 2023, where they said Taylor Swift, she did a song called Dear John, and her fans were just, dragging John Mayer for filth. And then a part of the article, it says, let me tell you what it says. Ooh, let's go. Um, okay, so it says Swift called for kindness this week. She asked her, and it says, Rabbit stands to not defend me against someone you think I wrote a song about 14 million years ago. And then the article says, and how do they respond? They crank up the trolling. So the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast members who just feels like they are just in this box all by themselves and they're the only ones that are talked about and they're the only ones who are being dragged on social media. Y'all are not. Y'all live in this bubble where you only consume Love and Marriage Huntsville content on YouTube. So y'all are unaware of how many celebrities are being dragged constantly all day long on YouTube. Cardi B, if you post something, if one of these blogs, the Shade Room, Neighborhood Talk, whoever it is, they post something about Cardi B, there are 100 trolls in the comments just being nasty towards her. She went to the Kamala Harris rally in Milwaukee the other day, and people are dragging her because she read her speech from a phone. They're dragging her because she read her speech from a phone. I just went on TikTok and people are saying that Beyonce's speech at the Houston rally was demonic. As I'm researching for this, that's some of the things that are being said online. Do you think now Cardi B did respond to people talking about how she used her phone. But did she come out and say, "Oh my God, the Nicki Minaj fans are bothering me again"? Did she do that? She didn't. Because these top celebrities understand that nothing that a fan base is doing has anything to do with the particular celebrity that they support. People are just going to do what they want to do. But when your family members are the ones sitting online attacking who they feel like is your rival, that's a whole other story. That's more disturbing. That's more diabolical. That's more deplorable. Let me read what y'all are saying. Right. Only Mel is supposed to be accountable. Right. Only Mel. Hi, daughter of Israel. Hi, Sumalis Couture. Um, other than Mel, the cast isn't ready for prime time. And that is what it boils down to, Miss Cece. That's what it boils down to. Stormy and her mom, they were not ready for the public scrutiny that comes with being a celebrity. The other day, when somebody had an issue with their products and Stormy subsequently gave them a Gucci bag, that had nothing to do with millimeters. When Christiana came out and said there are spores in her body glaze, and people need to be mindful, that had nothing to do with millimeters. When that guy came out and said, that all the body glaze products are starting to smell the same, and one guy said that one of her new scents didn't really have a scent, that had nothing to do with the millimeters. A lot of things currently are being said about Stormy's business, and it has nothing to do with the millimeters. Nothing at all. Tisha putting it out there that, Melody's fans have been coming for me and my husband business for years. That's not true. People talk about your business acumen. People talk about how Marsau isn't finishing any school, I guess is not finishing any jobs. And then y'all had a whole lawsuit that was public record. And y'all expected that content creators should not report on it. And us reporting on that lawsuit is a problem because y'all did not want people to know just how bad y'all are at business. Not measuring a whole door frame correctly. I can see why y'all did not want that to ever be exposed. And then bringing up that somebody was recording in black, it's a lounge. There are a lot of lifestyle bloggers that go around to different lounges, restaurants, and they do reviews. Content creators are going to do what content creators do. And I recall two content creators who went up to black and recorded, and neither of them were millimeters. In fact, one of them strongly dislikes Melody. She's like, yeah, they came up to my lounge and they recorded. So what? So what? How did that hurt your business? How did it hurt your business? And as Melody said, she does not even address certain reports about herself, much more to be sitting online addressing conversations being had on YouTube about her cast members. When a family member is sitting online attacking Melody, it is way different, way more diabolical than fans sharing their thoughts and opinions about people they don't know. Wanda knows Melody. Betty knows Melody. Their daughters are connected to Melody through the show. They have personal relationships with Melody through the show. So sitting online bashing her when y'all have this a way more personal connection to her than the Love and Marriage Huntsville fan base, that's disgusting. That's deplorable. So fan loyalty versus family aggression, which is worse? Family aggression is obviously worse. Content creators are going to continue to create content. Y'all are public figures, so if you're doing things publicly, whether on or off the show, it's going to be talked about. Stormy, you promised people in 2022 that you were giving away, I think, $15,000 or something like that if they purchased during your Canvas Beauty Black Friday sales. We have not heard anything about the winner of that money. So many people did not receive their products from that Black Friday sale. People had to go through their banks to get a refund. But a millimeter calling that out is a problem, not the fact that you did some bad business in 2022. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. The facts are the facts. This is public record. Public record. Even your former COO put it out there. You did some bad business. And he had to step in and help you out. But the millimeter content creators who report this news are the problem, not your bad business practices. Oh, we're all business women and we don't deserve that type of scrutiny. 1010, y'all. Angel numbers. We don't deserve for our business to be under. What kind of attack is your business under? People pointing out that they didn't get their orders. Anyways, y'all. That's my rant. That's my rant. I don't know if anyone remembers the male CC who went to Madani and ooh, and I like him. And he recorded himself, if I recall correctly. He talked about how she didn't have any products in the store. And that content creator does not see it for Melody. I remember. I remember. I remember Love Love Key. I remember. I know exactly who you're talking about, but for the purpose of this video, I'm not even going to say his name. I actually like him. And he's definitely not a Mel supporter. He's not a Mel supporter, so. But I remember that. And he did his report, and people watched it and people enjoyed it because he confirmed what a lot of people already knew to be true, that Destiny was doing great business. You did something shady with your ex-husband's credit card allegedly, and now it's public record and people are reporting on it because content creators are doing what content creators are supposed to do: create content. Melody cannot tell me on my channel, as much as I respect her, as much as I'm a fan, Melody cannot tell me that if something pops off in social media or in the news regarding one of her cast members, that I shouldn't talk about it. She can't say, if you are a fan of mine, only talk about me and everything that concerns me. Don't talk about the other people. If you got a lawsuit and that lawsuit becomes public record, Melody cannot tell me as a content creator not to report that you're being sued. That makes no sense. And this is what I need the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast to understand. This is what I need their family members to understand. Family members are not content creators, even the ones that proclaim to be. You're not content creators. You are still very much family. And you're blurring the lines between your personal relationship and content creation. It's a hard line, but you're still blurring it, because how do we dissect as a fan base if you're saying things because you strongly feel that way or because your daughter is telling you to say it on your public platform? And your daughter not coming out publicly to say, y'all, I heard about the live that my mom just did, and I want to assure y'all that I do not condone or agree with anything that my mom is saying on her YouTube. When has Tisha ever said that publicly? But she wanted to sit in that scene acting as if she's held Wanda accountable. When Wanda talked about those kids' hair, Tisha said, "Oh, I wasn't talking about the kids' hair." When Wanda talked about Sugar Mama's paternity, he said she wasn't talking about the child, she was talking about the mother. You cheated. Yeah, and Martell said you cheated, so that's what my mom was talking about. When did you hold her accountable, Tisha? When did you hold your mom accountable? I've told my mom to stop, but she doesn't listen. Your mom isn't listening to you, but you think that content creators who just happen to like Melody are going to listen to her if she says, guys, don't do that. And in the same way that Beyonce's publicist came out to say, y'all, please, whatever, whatever, Dawn Michelle has come out several times. Even last week, Dawn Michelle came out and said, y'all remember to keep your ugly cute. Dawn Michelle has come out and said, y'all, I'm watching. When we said that we are boycotting Love and Marriage Huntsville, we're doing a blackout, Dawn Michelle came out and said she's not blacking out. She's going to continue to watch the show that Melody worked so hard to get on TV. We still didn't care. A lot of us still blacking out the show, even though Dawn Michelle said she's watching. So what are these people talking? This is how they lie and lie and lie and lie when the truth is right there. Beyonce has never addressed the Beehive. Her publicist did one time, and the Beehive literally told that publicist, "Get away from us with that. We're gonna continue to say what we're saying." In the same way, Dawn Michelle has come out to state, "Guys, keep your ugly cute. Guys, I'm still not black. I'm not blacking out." And we said, we still not watching. Tisha and the Mel is not innocent rant is all she says. Every time her mother does the most heinous things, instead of holding her mother accountable, she said, Mel isn't innocent. Mel does things too. Never addressing Love Key, the start. Never addressing that her mom has been coming at Melody since season 1, before any millimeters were ever established as a fan base. Wanda been attacking Melody. And Melody is literally just now starting to clap back at Wanda. Betty, before Melody even met Stormy, Betty was already dragging Melody for filth. Melody is innocent. You're not going to sit and just talk about me like a dog when you know me. You sat at my table. You hugged my children. We've been on vacations together. You're not going to sit and talk about me and then I don't eventually clap back. So yeah, she's innocent. It's self-defense. So all right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in. I'm about to hop off. Shout out to everybody that was in the yard. Replay again. Drop in the comment section below. Let me know how you see things too. Remember, y'all, I have my live stream with my entertainment lawyer friend coming up this week. I did a video earlier asking y'all to leave your questions in the comment section of that video so that I can ask the questions that y'all want. I will allow a few people to come on the panel and ask their questions. It must be entertainment law related question. Don't come up asking anything about a custody battle or revenge P conviction or anything like that. You can only ask entertainment law related question. This attorney, he has worked with reality TV stars on not Love and Marriage, on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta and Love and Hip Hop LA. So he is very, very knowledgeable on reality TV contracts and things related to reality TV when it comes to legalities. So go to my video that I did earlier today. It's titled Live Stream with an Entertainment Lawyer, and leave your comments. Toot, I don't know if you want to, but I would love to invite you to co-host that live stream with me, because you're very insightful and I'm sure you're going to have better questions than I could have. But I do want to have this conversation with him because I think there's a lot that we want to know, right? So when I drop the flyer, y'all, add it to your calendar so that y'all will be in the live to just learn some stuff and ask your questions. All right. So good night, everyone. Again, thank you for tuning in. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see y'all in these YouTube streets. Bye.